Hello, everyone. James here, and let's talk some Batman. So my issue is 615. This is the eighth part, I believe, of Hush. And Hush, everybody's kind of giving you their take on what Hush is as far as the story. What are the things that grabbed you about it? To me, um, Hush is a lot about relationships and how Batman and Bruce Wayne both have dealt with relationships in their life. And this issue, starting with the cover, even you have Dick Grayson, you have Nightwing on the cover, and it's one of the longest running relationships that Batman's had in his life, um, and an important one. So when we start off this issue, we start at the funeral of Tommy Elliot, who was one of Bruce Wayne's good friends from childhood. It's one he met in school. That he knew while when his parents were still alive, and so he starts at the funeral. He's giving the eulogy, and at the same time, you're having flashbacks of his childhood with Tommy Elliot, and he you start to see in this side all the people that are at the funeral along with Bruce Wayne. And you have Selena Kyle, and you have Dick Grayson, and you have Tim Drake. Um, you have all the supporting cast that they're Bruce Wayne's friends and his support. And as he's talking and thinking about Tommy Elliott, he's thinking about the way he's failed that relationship, that he let his relationship with Tommy kind of slip away in their childhood after his parents had died. He went away and started training. Um, he let that relationship go, and he looks at his own life and the people that have stuck with him and the people that are there at the funeral with him, and realizes that he has some good people there. So the funeral's over, and he goes to the Batcave. He's looking for um, who has murdered Tommy Elliott. Well, in the last issue, remember CJ talking about he thinks the Joker did it. Um, well, Nightwing comes to the Batcave and is talking to Batman. He's like, "Hey, you got Tommy's killer. There's no reason to keep going through this." And he's like, "The Joker didn't do it." So this is another great part of the story of Hush is you get to see Batman being a detective. And a lot of Batman stories, you have a lot of action in, and you kind of forget the part that originally Batman is a detective. So um, in this issue, you really start to see him come out into that, and he's starting to look at things and saying, um, talking to Nightwing, Dick Grayson, he's saying, this whole thing involves manipulation of Killer Croc, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. It reaches as high as Superman and as low as the Joker. It's someone new or someone old trying something new. So he knows that all this stuff's starting to connect, and he's trying to connect the dots in it. So they get a call from Oracle that the Riddler has robbed an armored car with $11 million in it, and so he looks at the Nightwing and says, "Hey, let's go." They take off. There's a great double page spread here. I love this piece of art. And you have he's like, "Hey, which car should we take?" And it has all the Batmobiles, and it's way back in the cave. You see just Batmobile after Batmobile, and if you followed very much Batman, there's been a ton of them. So they take off after the Joker. You get this great action scene of them flying through the city. Um, Riddler is talking to his cronies, and here comes Batman and rams the armored car, and of course they succeed in capturing the Riddler. Um, but on this drive to get to the Riddler, Dick Grayson's talking to Batman. He's talking about his relationship with Catwoman. He's like, "Hey, I hear you're going out with Catwoman. Is this true? And Batman's really not talking about it, but he's like, hey, look, you need to let her know who you are, because every relationship you've had with a woman, whether it was as Bruce Wayne with a woman or as Batman with a woman, they've failed because you haven't let them know about the other part of you. And in this issue, I think a lot of that reflection in the funeral scene and those parts of it, he realizes that the people that are there for him are the people that know him as both Batman and Bruce Wayne. Those are his true family and friends. And so after they capture Riddler, you get this great scene where it's split. You have these two panels, and I love the way this is. So you get one side with the Joker, one side with the Joker, and the other side with Batman, and they're again, it's back to relationships. So this scene of Joker in jail, he is approached by someone in bandages, who we've seen in prior issues, and he says that he's an attorney, and he's the Joker's attorney. He's there to get him free on bail, and the Joker's like, hey, I'm not going somewhere with somebody in bandages. What am I, crazy? And at the same time, you have Batman talking to Catwoman, and talking about how he wants to let her into his life. Cut back to the Joker side, you have the man unwrapping the bandages from his head. And as he's unwrapping those bandages, Joker starts to figure out who it is. And at the same side, on the other side of the panel, you see Batman lifting his cowl. At the same time, you get to reveal the man in the bandages is Harvey Dent. And of course, Catwoman sees that Batman is Bruce Wayne. To me, this is where the issue ends. This is kind of a great midpoint in this series, and it leads to everything that's going to come further on. And there's going to be other folks who are explaining this. I believe Grade A Comics is up next. But it's all about these relationships and his choices, to let Catwoman in, let Selina Kyle in, let them have that open relationship. The people that he's failed in relationships, like Tommy Elliott, the criminals that he's had relationships with, as far as the Joker, in the prior issue about to kill him, the Riddler in this one, he kind of sees as somebody who's washed up and doing the same thing. And he's really reflecting on those a lot, and I love this issue because of that. I don't think there's a whole lot else to say about it, but I hope you guys have enjoyed my thoughts on it, and I hope you watch everybody else's reviews. If you ever get a chance, get involved in one of these community projects. It's a lot of fun, and if nobody's invited you to get involved in one of these, start your own. Doing reviews is, to me, one of the most fun things to do with this comic book community. We all like to show our hauls, but I like hearing everybody's thoughts on the comics. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of issue 615, and have a great day.